In the trolley problem, a trolley is coming down a track that diverged left and right. On the left track, there are 5 people tied to it. On the right track, there is just one. You are at the track's control, and with the pull of a lever, you can choose to change the direction of the track from right to left, saving the 5 people from being run over but killing the one. In real life, this would be like hypothetically, if you could choose to suffer the discomfort of wearing a mask to save other people, would you do that? It's a morality question, ethics. Do you save the life of the many by sacrificing the comfort or the life of the few? But this is a video about solving the trolley problem, so let's solve it. The question the trolley problem is basically asking is, what's the more moral option? I'm not gonna patronize all of you, my very intelligent, handsome, and beautiful audience, by explaining morality and ethics to you. One person dying is obviously better than 5 people dying, but 0 people dying is of course the best. But in the view of the trolley problem, the most ethically moral solution is to, of course, change the tracks, then run like hell to try and save the one guy. Whether you succeed or not, morally, it's the best option because you would have tried, and you would have tried at doing the most good. This would be akin to not just wearing a mask, but instead choosing to stay at home entirely, so that you won't even be an equation in helping spread a potentially deadly hypothetical pandemic. So, I guess that's it. The most moral and ethical solution. I guess the video is over now. Bye. But ethics and morality is more complicated than that, isn't it? You don't just choose between the better of 2 or 3 options in real life. There's nuance and personal ideology involved. Some people might find other options more appealing. And you might be asking, Fat Man, what kind of nuance are you talking about? And to explain that, let's make this interesting. Let's do this the Thanos way first and discuss a little about fairness versus equality. Despite how they may seem, fairness and equality are not the same thing. Saving everyone from their fate would be fair, but in the event of that option being impossible, saving 5 people over 1 person would be fairer. It's weighing values to come up with something that benefits the people who need it the most. It's choosing to hypothetically drone strike a few hundreds of innocent people in order to save thousands of soldiers' lives. On the flip side, while saving everyone can also be considered equality, so can letting the trolley run one group over and then murdering the other group yourself also be construed as equality. Everyone dies is as equal as everyone lives. See? Nuance. Like a hypothetical person with nuclear capabilities who decides that if they lose a war they started, they would kill everyone and themselves. This is the Thanos Method of morality, an objectively horrible thing to do but clouded by ideology. One can choose this option and still be compelled to feel they were ethically correct. The "when I was young I had it rough, so now you should suffer" way of thinking. Basically, it's this meme. But if you don't like the effort of thinking, then the easiest thing to do when faced with a problem is to ignore it or walk away. Which, if you think about it in the face of the trolley problem, walking away is a completely viable answer. You could just not do anything and it won't be your fault. If you don't make a choice, you don't hold any responsibilities and thus no ethical repercussions. Right? Like a hypothetical world leader who ignores the knowledge of torture of prisoners so that the torture can continue. And to butcher the French language, French philosopher René Descartes of "I think therefore I am" fame, or "bitch ego sane existo," argues that not making a choice is also a form of choosing, that we as people are truly free in our ability to make judgment, but in return, so long as we hold consciousness, we can never be in a state of indifference. Meaning, if we choose not to act in the face of the trolley problem, we choose not to act. It's the same as a wealthy society who has problems of homelessness and just choose not to help for reasons. So, not exactly ethical. But if there is this third option available, then are there even more choices? Maybe we could choose something else, something out of the box. The world isn't so black and white after all, and since the trolley problem is a reflection of the world, maybe if you focus on just the small things, sure, it might look grey, but when you look at the big picture, you might find colors. So let's think of the trolley itself. If the trolley is gonna run people over, you can assume that there isn't a driver, or the driver is purposely trying to cause hurt. If that's the case, maybe you can stop the trolley. Maybe you jam the track mid-switch so the trolley ends up derailing. Stick a rock in the track and just time it well, and it's definitely possible. Everybody lives. But to act is the effect. Even if you're doing something you think is good, like saving someone, you might end up hurting others as a result. Very rarely are our actions in society in a vacuum that doesn't affect other people. Maybe the trolley driver is being held hostage. Maybe there are more people on the trolley you can't see. Maybe it was carrying life-saving medicine. Maybe not acting is better. But you will never know until you try. So all we can do as people is to make the best decision we can with the information we have, while opening our minds to the world around us to take in new information. But once you have the complete picture, if anyone is hurt by your actions, you need to then come clean. Only then are you ethically and morally concrete. A mirror of this in real life would be like two millionaire influencers of dubious ethics trying to clean up plastic from the ocean with a big stupid boat, which is a good thing. Cleaning up plastic is always a good thing. But then after realizing that it's a big stupid idea, continue to do it, wasting millions of dollars on the big stupid boat instead of giving it to scientists and other organizations and smart people who can do hundreds of times more good than the big stupid boat can. Hypothetically. And after all that, after admitting to our mistakes, we just have to try our best to do good, as all people should. So, I hope you do that, and see you next time. Actually, I'm not happy with ending on that. I'm not happy with just trying our best to just save the people we can see. We can't just save people only when trouble comes up, right? Let's go back to the tracks again and really think out of the box this time. Maybe, just maybe, the answer is not the problem. Maybe the problem is the question. Maybe we're asking the wrong question instead of giving the right answer. Because if equality is to raise or lower everyone to the same level, fairness would be to find the person with the most to gain at the cost of others, the most selfish, if you will, and excise that person with extreme prejudice to redistribute those gains. Like a lot of things in life, we try our best to solve things that happens, but maybe we need to also look at the way we're asking questions to better solve the problems that arises. Instead of asking how do we raise wages, maybe try asking why are people underpaid. Maybe instead of asking why AI art is bad, we can ask who stands to gain from it becoming the norm. Instead of asking who should we save on the tracks, we should probably also ask who put the victims there. This is not to say we shouldn't take action. We should, of course, help wherever we can. Change the tracks, run to save people, murder, whatever. But simply solving the current issue doesn't end the underlying problem. Simply switching the tracks doesn't stop the trolley problem from happening again. How do we know that whoever orchestrated the trolley problem won't just kidnap others to do the same thing? Can we regulate trolleys to have a safety mechanism to stop automatically when danger is detected? Can we pay people fairly to maintain the tracks on our behalf and save the people that are placed there? Doing all these and helping the people in danger would finally be the most ethical and moral option. You don't just protect the present, but also the future and clean up the past. Like the Avengers in Endgame. Oh, that's what I was building up to. I didn't know that. It's like, oh, I'm so smart. Save as many people as you can and hold the perpetrators of the atrocities responsible. These people who have done so much damage should be held responsible for them. Only then can you truly have taken the most moral and ethical route. Only then can you solve the trolley problem. And you might find that that's a lot to do, because it is. It is a lot. It's harder to be good than evil. The more moral an option is, makes it often more troublesome to achieve. But if we don't try, what does that make us? Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Today's video is a bit different from normal. Got the idea stuck in my head and I had to get it out like a thing that is stuck in your head. Like a brain. No, that's wrong. Thanks to my lovely Patreons. I'm getting Patreons. More Patreons. Ah! And then do all the YouTube things. Like, share, comment, let me know stuff. And I don't want to say, how do I end this video? How do I